Hi guys, welcome to Monitoring and Evaluation Made Simple. I'm your host, Coach Alexander. I'm here today on a website which is called paysa. And so I'm sure you're here because you want to know how much monitoring and evaluation officers are earning. And it could be for various reasons because maybe one, you feel you're not getting the salary that you deserve as an M&D officer, as an M&D coordinator, or you feel that you're asking yourself, like in the next interview that you attend, if they ask me how much I should be, how much they should be paying me, what are you going to tell them? Okay, so I have to mention that there is no standard salary. It's all dependent on different factors, but at least you can get some rough idea of how much these guys are earning. So I'm on this website. I think it's a US website, and what they do, they just benchmark salaries against different different professions, careers. It could be someone who's an engineer. You type here, okay, I'm looking for the salary of an engineer. You type also, maybe you want to know the salary of a medical doctor. You type there to give you that information. And the reason is that they say, they're simply saying, analyze how much worth you are. And it says you get a personalized salary report card, compare your market value based on people like you, get help with negotiating a raise, offer, or find a job. So these are the objectives of this website. So now let's go straight to it. How much do M&D officers, M&D coordinators, or M&D managers earn? So this is what they say. It says an M&D officer earns an average of $72,000, all right, ranging from 58,000 to $83,000 at the 75th percentile, with top earners earning more than 97,000. Compensation is derived from fewer than 20 profiles, including base salary, equity, and bonus. Okay, so there you have it. In the US, this is how much M&D officers earn. And as you can see, this salary is big because you see, if you divide this into 12 months, okay, let's say you divide that into 12 months, so that will give you, I think, it will give you 72. So meaning that per month they're earning $6,000. All right. So people who are earning money online, for instance, they're earning, okay, many people earn good money online, but others don't. But sometimes if you're earning money even online, like even $1,000 per month, $2,000, that's a lot of money. So here they're saying $6,000 per month is what an M&D officer gets. All right, that's quite a lot, and for obvious reasons. So now, why is it that it should be that high for an officer? Because you see, like most of these monitoring and evaluation officers, the work they do, they are seated, in most cases, what I have seen, they're in direct contact with the CEO, because they are the information wing. Anything that is happening in terms of project implementation, in terms of progress, in terms of what you can learn, it sits with M&D officers. And donors who are funding projects, the level of funding that a donor will give to an organization much depends on how good you are performing. All right. And it also builds trust and confidence if you are feeding stakeholders with the right information. So this is why monitoring and evaluation officers, I think this is good. When I saw this is excellent, because they need to be given the money they fully deserve. They do a lot of work. So now, what I've noticed, this is a good example of what they should be earning. And this is in the US. For obvious reasons, they are high performing economy. But in other countries, let's say Africa, Asia, maybe even Southern America, do you feel that it could be the same? I really don't think so, because much of this is dependent on even the organization itself, how it values staff who are doing this job function. Sometimes, like what I've seen, is that M&D officers will be underpaid, but yet they're doing so much work. They're doing so much overtime. They are generating the reports, they're collecting the data, they are analyzing it, but they are still underpaid. They are not supported in some cases. When an officer wants to do a genuine job, such as collecting data in the field, doing extensive travel, they are not supported. They say they are told off that no, this is too much money we are spending. But it shouldn't be the case. So one way you can, depending on where you are, if you're an M&D officer, manager, coordinator, depending where you are in this world, one way to gauge whether you are being underpaid or company is not fully meeting the expectations, one way to determine your full worth is to rely on the salary surveys that are in the country. Okay, because countries companies may do these surveys to determine what is the average salary for an M&D officer. They will do those surveys. But another way is to also determine, yes, I'm an M&D officer. You can benchmark your salary against other careers in your country and then compare it to the best case scenarios like the USA or the worst case scenario in another country. So what I'm saying here is that, for instance, I was checking for the salary for the medical doctors, and I found out that in the US, a medical doctor earns an average of $162,000, and the best earning is actually $260,000. This is a medical doctor, and this is data based on over 900 profiles. So this is really consistent data. How many profiles did they survey? Okay, here it was only 20. And I think I know why it's like that, because maybe the issue of M&D officers in the US is not a common phenomenon, maybe. But anyway, that aside, what I'm saying here is that if in your country, because I'm sure medical doctors world over are the best, one of the best paid. Okay. So now, if your medical doctor maybe in your country is earning something like, maybe just for example's sake, $6,000 per month, okay, in your country. So what that means is that in the US, for instance, M&D officers is 72,000. So which is so medical doctors is 160. So that is about double. They are earning about double. So what that means also for you is that it could be in your country, your doctors should be earning double what you are earning. And then you get to compare, you get just to have a rough idea how much you are really worth based on the country dynamics. But another thing I wanted also to draw your attention to is that if you work for international organizations like the United Nations, it is standardized. Salaries are standardized in the UN around the world, at least from what I've understood. So rest assured, if you go into the UN, they already know, they already have the salary scales for different grades of personnel. Okay, so basically that's what I wanted to talk about. So M&D officers, wherever you go, they're supposed to earn a lot of money because they do a lot of work. They are the information wing of an organization. So that's all the time I had for you, folks. Please be sure, if you can, to subscribe to my channel, and you just subscribe to my channel so that you get all the latest updates that I'll be posting. And these days, this time around, I'll try my best to post every day. And I would like to wish you all the best. See you on the other side. Bye.